How's it going, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar. Welcome to Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And today we are marveling out because we're going to be looking at the Marvel Solicitations for January. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. January of 2026. And without further ado, my co-hosts for this round of Solicits are Curtis. Who are you, dude? Yes, Curtis.
Hey everybody, I'm Curtis from Epic Marvel Podcast, and I am happy to be here on the show today, talking about these solicits and probably only contributing really to the Epic collection portion of the show.
You will not stop talking about Omnis, so maybe try to tone it down a little bit. Hey, Derek, how are you, dude? No Omni dog today. He is sick. Like, not good. So I hope he gets the help that he needs. And Max, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. It's nice to be reunited after our Amsterdam shenanigans.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Did nothing but go to comic book stores.
Yep, that's all we did.
That's it. Went to comic book stores.
Yep.
No, it was a lot of fun hanging out in Amsterdam and just getting to know the place. I haven't been there since 1995. It was crazy. So it was really nice. And I got to hang out with Max. And go to different comic book stores. And that video, I need to put it together. I need to have time, find time to put things together. I still feel like I have so much catching up to do. And when they were comic book stores, you'll see in the video, I might be slurring a little bit by the end of the last comic book store, but yeah, we did. I did. I made it through all the comic book stores that were open that day. I've learned something about Europe and the way their stores are open. They just kind of open sometimes whenever they want to. Like there's a store in Rotterdam that was only opened on Saturdays, and I thought that was so interesting. Like that is the only day that they are open that entire week. Some stores are open Thursday through, I think it's like Thursday through Sunday. Other stores are open every day but Saturday. Yeah, it's really interesting. So I had to pick a specific day. And when I made it to Belgium, I try to go, of course I made it to Belgium the one day that everything was closed, like the Smurfs, or not the Tintin. I really wanted to go see the Tintin Museum, but of course that was the day that I went that it was closed, but that's okay. Curtis, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I have not been on any massive trips and vacations, so that's I don't have anything to report there. I did want to say though, I've decided to start a new reading club, Epic Marvel Podcast Reading Club, and starting on Monday, I'm going to be reading through the Claremont run of X-Men, one issue every day until we get to the very, very end. And so
have
following
the math?
Epic, pardon me?
Have you done that math? How long?
I'm just going to follow the Epic collections. I'm going to follow the Epic collections as they've laid it out. I know we don't have all of those yet, but the only things that we're missing are the big events, which have already been mapped out pretty well. So I think if I have mapped it out to probably about July, mid-July is when we would end if we do it every single day. So if you don't follow any of the Epic Marvel Podcast social media, follow that if you want to join along. I'll post every day which issue we're going to read, and then on my Tuesday live streams, we'll do a little recap of the week and see how see what we read. I think it's going to be fun. There are still a few issues here and there of the Claremont run that I haven't read because I've always read it in chunks, as trade collections come in, or I've read the events here and there, and so, but I've never done a straight read through all the way from start to finish like that before. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool,
man. If I had time, I would love to join you for that because I love rereading books. Now I only reread because I have to. It used to be fun. Like every year I would reread my X-Men, and it was everything. it was New Mutants, it was Excalibur, it was Wolverine, and I had this order in my head. Well, I love like looking at the mapping of collected editions, like how different they are and why they did something a different way than I did. And it's really cool, especially that X-Men Blue and Gold, like how they mapped it. Man, that was a chef's kiss. That was like because at first I was like, no, you read it after issue number 5 because that's when the golden. And I'm like, oh wait, you want to finish out the Omega Red storyline, otherwise you're just interrupting. Yeah, man, pretty cool. So a big thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us this. We're gonna go ahead and start the advanced solicits. This will be available here in about a week or so. And let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And we are kicking it off with the Invincible Iron Man Omnibus Volume 4. See, Curtis, you can totally talk about this. This is collecting Iron Man 68 through 112 and annual numbers 3 and 4. 968 pages, $125. You have already read this stuff, Curtis, because it has been available in Epic format.
Yeah, let me see. I'm just looking up to see which volumes, Epic Collection volumes, is it 68 to 112? So that's the start of Volume 6, War of the Supervillains, and gets you almost right up to the end of Volume 7, 10 Rings to Rule the World. So yeah, actually, I haven't read this stuff yet. I haven't read those volumes yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
10 Rings just came out a few months ago. Haven't gotten to it. So yeah, no, this is an interesting period for Iron Man, though. That at some point, somebody decided, I can't remember what the legend is, but someone said that they wanted that Iron Man should have a nose on his mask, and so they started drawing him with a nose.
Yeah, so the direct market cover is the Kirby cover with the nose, and then you have the standard edition cover by Al Milgrom. But this is the Mike Friedrich, Jerry Conway, and Bill Mantlo era, and has been before collected in Masterworks and in Epic Collections. A modern era omnibus right here is the Fantastic Four by Dan Slott, Omnibus Volume 1. Collecting the Fantastic Four 1 through 11, issues 13 through 24, Fantastic Four Wedding Special, number 1, Fantastic Four 2020 Empire number 0, and the Fallout of the Empire, and Fantastic Four Yancey Street, Fantastic Four Negative Zone, and Fantastic Four Grim Noir, and material from Fantastic Four number 12. The book has 832 pages and retails for $100. Yeah, people keep asking about John. Thank you for the super chat. Bruce, John will be happy for Iron Man, but those stories are worse than horrendous. Well, don't tell John that. You're always breaking that man's heart. But yes, this is the most recent run of the Fantastic Four. This happens right before the Ryan North run, and it looks like it's going to be a total of 2 volumes. So not just Dan Slott, but also has work in here from Jerry Dugan and Mike Carey and Gail Simone. So it looks like they're putting everything in here, with the exception of, I want to say, there was a Peter David miniseries that I wish they would have added. What was it called? Something Sun, Fallen Sun, something like that. It was like 4 issues. Would have been nice. But 832
pages. There also
100.
be the X-Men. Shouldn't there also be an X-Men crossover in here?
Oh, the Chip Zdarsky one. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That would fit in here as well because oh yeah, there's a little bit of, I don't want to go into it, spoilers, but there is a little bit of
retconning going on there.
Retcon. That's it. There's a little bit of a retcon that happens.
You know, I really liked Dan Slott's Fantastic Four at the very beginning. I thought it started super strong.
Okay, weird.
Hey there, Max.
Hello, Max. Hi. How are you?
I'm confused.
You weren't ready for that. All right, go ahead, Curtis.
No, I was just saying that I really enjoyed Dan Slott's run at the very beginning. I thought it started out strong. I even liked a lot of it through Empire. It wasn't until they got to like they went off onto another planet and got trapped there, and there was like the Johnny Storm got attached to some alien woman, and it was after that I was like, I don't this isn't grabbing me, so I stopped reading it.
How are you
But I
reading it?
liked it at the start. I was reading on Marvel Unlimited.
Oh, okay. So you were like, I'm not gonna wait for the Epic collections. I'm gonna read it.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, I remember talking to Chip Zdarsky because I thought Chip Zdarsky was the obvious choice for this book after he did the Marvel 2-in-1 with Johnny and
Yeah, that was a
Ben.
great series.
It was. So I thought, hey, this is kind of like his first steps in that direction in the way that they gave the Fantastic Four to Jonathan Hickman after he did that Secret Invasion miniseries with the Fantastic Four kids. But he did say that, they could have gone that route, but he was like, but that was almost like, it was almost expected for Marvel to do that. So why not give it to Dan Slott, somebody that had already worked on one of their flagship titles and had made it super successful? It makes most sense for them. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I
What could have
thought,
been?
honestly, I thought it was, I'll be honest. I thought it was okay across the board. Like, I don't think it really dipped, but it never got great. It's just okay. There are moments though that like are throwback to classic Fantastic Four stuff.
Yes,
And then
that's
we
true.
have the Spider-Man Brand New Day Omnibus Volume 3. A lot of people were surprised that this was not called Spider-Man the Gauntlet. But this is collecting the Amazing Spider-Man 612 to 647, Annual 37, Dark Reign the List, Amazing Spider-Man, and then Amazing Spider-Man Presents Black Cat 1 through 4, The Many Loves of Spider-Man. Number 1, Spider-Man Origin of the Hunter, Spider-Man Grim Hunt, A Graven Saga, and Web of Spider-Man, the 2009 series 2 through 7, and issue number 12. 1,328 pages. This one is $150. I did ask Marvel about American Sun. I didn't hear back, so I don't know if they'll add it or not. The miniseries. And this wraps up the Brand New Day era. After this will be Big Time, which I hope that's where we go after this. That's when Dan Slott takes over the book, because during this time, it's not just Dan Slott. It's Joe Kelly. It's Mark Waid. And Zeb. I think Zeb Wells was the other part of that brain trust. But if you look at the writers here, you have Christopher Yost, and you've got Tom Payer, Roger Stern, and J.M. DeMatteis, Joe Quesada. I think that's for that one moment in time, which is the cover to the direct market over here. And then the Steve McNiven is the standard cover. Have you all read this era of Spidey?
No.
No, I jumped off before this and haven't been able to revisit, but and I'll be excited for those modern era epics when they eventually get to that. Yeah.
Well, they're
Which
kicking off
they did pretty soon.
with Big Time. Like, your epic started with what did it do? It did JMS, and then it went to volume 15, right? Or 14?
Yeah, volume
Time?
14 with Big Time, and then they're cycling back, and we have number 2 and 3 announced. In fact, we might be talking about one of those today. And then but yeah, this volume, this era, I just am so unfamiliar with, don't know it at all, really. So that'll be excited.
The
Yeah, amazing.
the Grim Hunt storyline, that stuff was good. I really liked that. And the Gauntlet, all that stuff was really cool, because I like when Spider-Man's villains come in and all team up. I know it's a ridiculous trope, but I really enjoy them.
Well, I mean, that's been standard for Spider-Man since the very, very beginning.
Yeah. Web of Spider-Man Volume 2, collecting the Web of Spider-Man 35 through 72, annuals 4 through 6, Spectacular Spider-Man 143, 146 through 147, 150 through 153, and 158, Amazing Spider-Man 312, 313, 329, and the Incredible Hulk 349.
Got the Spider Hulk
1,350
cover.
pages. Yeah, the Spider Hulk cover. I don't know, man. That standard cover is so awesome, dude. The Bob Budiansky cover. That
Yep.
Hobgoblin just looks so menacing in there. And then, of course, yes, the direct market covers Alex Savick. and it is the Spidey Hulk cover. But this stuff has never been collected. Like, I want to say 95%. I would say probably more like 85% of it has never been collected. None of a lot of those issues of Web of Spider-Man. Like, this stuff is just, it's crazy that we got a Web of Spider-Man Volume 2 before we got a Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2. But who knows? We'll see.
So 72. This gets us up to 72. So they haven't. This is just they're not at the Clone Saga yet.
No, they got a while to go.
Yeah, because the Clone Saga is, I think, after issue 100. So there's probably one more volume of this before they can butt up with all of that stuff.
What does this take us to? 72? Yeah, we got a little bit to go. We got to go through the anniversary. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, the Clone Saga would take, I think, one more volume to get there. Because by the time you get to Web of Spider-Man 72, you're looking at early, I want to say early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. And then, yes, I think one more volume, and then it will take us to the, I guess Clone Saga Volume 1. Some of the stuff in the next volume, though, has been collected already, like the Web of Venom.
Raven's Last Hunt would be in the next volume, wouldn't it?
No, Raven's Last Hunt was in the first volume.
Okay.
Yeah, that happened early on in Web of Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah, this is the series that started in 85. The next volume, like Web of Venom, has already been collected, like Maximum Carnage. I hope they put issue 100 as the standard edition cover. That's the ridiculous spider armor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think it's 117 where the Clone Saga begins. So I mean, there might be enough for 2. Which is better, Clone Saga or Onslaught? To throw at your enemies? Onslaught. Thank you, Warren. Yes, it's bigger. Although there's 4 volumes. Speaking of Onslaught, the After Onslaught Volume 2 has now become the Trial of Gambit Omnibus. X-Men, the Trial of Gambit Omnibus, collecting Uncanny X-Men 341 to 350, the -1 issue 62 through 64, the -1 issue Imperial Guard 1 through 3, Psylocke, Archangel, Crimson Dawn 1 through 4, Gambit 1 through 4, Bishop Xavier Security Enforcer 1 through 3, and the Marvel Fanfare 4 through 5, and then material for Marvel Valentine Special number 1. 864 pages, $100. You have the standard edition cover right here. I hope it's a wraparound cover by none other than Joe Madureira, and then Carlos Pacheco doing the direct market cover showcasing that's from I want to say that's actually from Adjectiveless X-Men. That's not from Uncanny. But this is the last of the Scott Lobdell era, and then is it Joe Casey, I think, that takes over the run. You're gonna have some Howard Mackey in here, Terry Cavana, and James DeMatteis, with, of course, artwork by Joe Mad, Mel Ruby, and Carlos Pacheco, Chris Baccello, right? Curtis
Baccello.
Baccello. One of these days I'll get it.
The emphasis is in the middle syllable.
Pacello. Thank you.
And
Salvador La Roca. Yeah. So this is the era of X-Men when I wasn't reading X-Men. And I remember coming back and being so mad at that retcon. Did not make any sense. It was so dumb. Steve Siegel.
I love
was the other guy.
I love that they've crammed so much stuff in there.
So some of this stuff was supposed to be just one Aftermath volume, but then we kept asking for things to be added. So kind of like the Road to Onslaught, they were like, okay, you know what? We'll just make 2 volumes. Is Trial of Gambit any good? I feel like since I have all the other Onslaught stuff, I might as well get this. Well, if you enjoy the other Onslaught stuff, you'll probably like this. Honestly, Operation Zero Tolerance was during this stuff, but it was a weird crossover where Uncanny X-Men really wasn't involved. Like, it was 1 or 2 issues, and that's it. It was mainly Adjectiveless X-Men, Wolverine, those issues are the ones, and a lot of Generation X. Those are the issues that are mostly involved with Operation Zero Tolerance. So
Was it
yes, if you're
weird-
wondering where the rest of the Adjectiveless X-Men are, that's in the Operation Zero Tolerance oversized hardcover. That who knows, maybe one day they'll make it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So then
Oh,
why
and the
did they
linked
pull?
up ones.
You said they pulled a cover from Adjectiveless X-Men for the DM cover,
Yeah, this one here.
but there oh no,
There's-
there are a few
There's
issues
like
in
3
here.
issues, 62, 63,
Yeah,
64, and then the -1 issue. Yeah.
weird.
Yes, Phil. Curtis told me the reading club is already canceled. It's only going to be Venom from now on. He's not doing any X-Men. Did y'all hear that? Only Venom.
Actually, Phil is going to help me out with the reading club. We're going to do the weekly reviews together.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great.
Cool.
Phil's good people. Definitely a buy. So this gets the seal of approval from Warren. This stuff is so bad, even Warren likes it.
Amazing.
Okay, moving on to Wolverine, which should have been a volume 7. It is now Wolverine Not Dead Yet Omnibus. I think Peter said it best. He said, they ended volume 7. That's the last of, or 6 is the last of the Larry Hama stuff. This is kind of like a hodgepodge of different creators working together. I mean, you go everywhere here with Eric Larson, Warren Ellis, Tom DeFalco, Chris Claremont coming back for that anniversary issue, Fabian Nicieza, Steven Scrooge writing stuff, Rob Liefeld coming back for a couple issues with Deadpool. But this is
collected.
Go ahead, Curtis.
I was going to say this stuff is already in Epic Collections in volume 12 and 13, I think, of the Wolverine Epics.
Is it all collected in Epics?
Let's see. Wolverine 19 to 58, yes. Wolverine Annual. Black Rio, yep. Wolverine and Cable #1. Is that one in Epics? I can't remember.
That's the one that's got awesome Stephen Platt artwork. And it finally reveals how Cable and Wolverine first met. Because they've
I don't think that's in the Epic Collections, actually. Wolverine Punisher Revelation. That was a Marvel Knights title, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, issues 1 through 4.
And that one is not in the Epics either, because they. So this is more complete. This is really nice.
I'm gonna put that as the blur of on the back of the book. This is more complete.
More complete than the Epics.
When did Wolverine Omnibus Volume 1 come out?
When did it come out?
Yeah. Because it's not too long ago.
It was 10 years in between volumes 1 and 2.
Oh, right.
Whoa,
so when did 2 come out? Because they've been churning these out.
Because it didn't sell, right? Like volume 1. That's why they didn't want to make a volume 2. But that's where the whole bet came from. Like, I bet if you reprint it, it will sell. And if it sells enough, can we get a volume 2? And now we're getting a volume 7. So obviously it sold well enough.
Yeah, because they're really taking their time for like Uncanny to get another volume. But Wolverine, on the other hand, is just
they must sell really well. Well, I mean, the Uncanny, keep in mind, just like the Amazing Spider-Man line, and just like the classic lines like Iron Man and Captain America, they always have taken their time. They're usually used to be about 4.5 years in between volumes, and then we got used to the 3 years in between volumes. I don't know where they are now. I think we broke that a little bit. In a little bit, it was our fault because we were wanting an Uncanny X-Men 5 omnibus because it was the anniversary of X-Men and they weren't ready for it, and then they put it there. So, yeah, thank you so much. Wolverine Volume 1 was 2009. Wolverine 2 was 2021. I think Wolverine Volume 2 was 2020 because it came with what I called the COVID variant, because it had a flat spine. The first printings of it had the flat spine, just like Black Widow and Amazing Spider-Man by JMS Volume 1. Right. They had that flat spine. I think those were all released in 2020 when they were printing it in, where was it? Malaysia? I think it was a Malaysian printer they were trying out. And yes, what Matt said, Wolverine is in Masterworks space because also letter pages.
Hold on. One more thing about that Omni there.
Yeah, go ahead, Curtis.
I was looking at my notes here, and it looks like the Wolverine Cable one shot is in Volume 12, Epic Collection Volume 12, and we don't have a Volume 11 yet. So that Punisher Revelation and Iron Fist Wolverine, those are probably going to be in Volume 11 of Wolverine, along with a couple of the few of the issues at the beginning of this Omni that are not in Epic Collections yet. So this one covers over Volumes 11, 12, and 13. So it's not necessarily more complete yet because we don't have the contents of Volume 11 yet.
Volume 1 got a reprint in 2020. It came out before Volume 2 did, the reprint did. Or maybe it was 2019. Maybe it got a reprint in 2019. It was a weird time because of the changes going on. And then you got to remember, like, the printers were closing in December. I think in America, it finally started affecting us in March when people started closing shop, and then the whole country shut down in March. But overseas, it was affecting them in December. So there were a lot of delays. Books that were supposed to come out in 2019 were pushed back until 2020. And then at one time, people on the internet were like, comics are done. No more comics ever. Closing shop. Pencils down. Right? That was the thing. Star Wars Legends Legacy Omnibus Volume 1, one of the most requested Omnis from the Star Wars era, Dark Horse era, I mean. This is collecting Star Wars Legacy 0, the half issue 1 through 36, and issue 41. 928 pages, $125. So Epic's still better than Omnis. Well said, Curtis.
Yeah.
You don't get the Marvel Comics Present issues in the Epics. So it's Omnis for me all the way. You guys can fight amongst yourselves.
It's very true.
Curtis, did you get to read this in the Epic format? I think I had the first volume, and then I got rid of all my Star Wars Epics because I was like,
what?
That was a long time ago, though, man. That was before I even started the channel. No, I think it was about 3 years after I started the channel. I was like, I don't need these anymore. I don't think I'll ever read them again.
Yeah. No, I haven't read all of these all the way through yet, but I read the first volume and it was pretty decent. It's weird because it's like far future of Star Wars after like the Skywalker saga, and so it doesn't have. I mean, it has ties because it still deals with like the descendants of the Skywalkers, but it's quite out there.
Ryan. Omar, hope you, Curtis, and Max are well. Thank you so much. Marvel did Jander Sema dirty with that issue of X Factor. To this day, they have not fixed that in any kind of reprint, any collected edition. I don't know why. Yeah, never fixed it. I mean, she is given credit at the beginning if you look at the Omnis or the Epic collections, but within the issue, even as a kid, I was like, man, this must be a different inker on Joe Quesada. No, it was Jander Sema doing the artwork.
Oh, yeah, Dutch name, I think.
Is it? She's a great artist. She did a lot of artwork on Star Wars. Change her style up so much. But I'll be honest with you, as much as I love Jander Sema's art here, Travis Charest, dude, is on another level, man. That cover right there, so badass. This is the return of the standard size hardcovers round 2. This is the second one. This is Marvel Knights, The World to Come. And this is by Christopher Priest and Joe Quesada with artwork by Joe Quesada.
Wow.
And it is a standard size hardcover, 160 pages, collecting The World to Come 1 through 6, $22. I really, really want to read that Jimmy Palmiotti and Dan Panosian Punisher book. But this is what it looks like right here, the cover. So it's kind of like that Daredevil book that we got to announce. I think, was it Black Panther? And Runaways, Think of the Children by Rainbow Rowell. Coming back to more Runaways, hopefully fattening up for perhaps there'll be an omnibus one day of her run on Runaways. And collecting the 2025 issues 1 through 5. And Elena Casagrande. Oh, she's a hell of an artist with the cover by Stephanie Hans. Is this taking place?
Emperor Doom stuff, right?
Well, I don't know. Is this taking place after Emperor Doom?
No, during.
This is it. This is during.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's really fun. I really like it.
And this is the one that I'm excited about, the Doom Academy. This is by Mackenzie Cattenhead, Pascal Ferry. So this is collecting the Doom Academy 1 through 5. I really like these kids. I really like this strange academy group of characters. So I guess we'll see somebody else writing them besides Scotty Young. Plus the last issue, man, ended on such a cliffhanger that you want to know what's going to happen to these kids. I don't know if they'll make it or not.
I love it. I love Doyle. Doyle is my favorite.
Doyle's a favorite? Yeah, he's good. Yeah. Thunderbolts Doom Strike by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, who were writing the last Thunderbolts series. This is collecting Thunderbolts Doom Strike 1 through 5. And Tommaso Bianchi is the artist with a cover by Lionel Francis Yu. It's another one of those One World Under Doom. So I guess we're getting a lot of these. This is Doom's Division. And this is collecting Doom's Division 1 through 5. And this is by Yoon Ha Lee and Minkyu Young. So if you're a fan of Marvel Rivals, you'll know a lot of the characters here. Because my brother's always asking me, hey, where can I find White Fox? I'm like, I don't know. There's like 2 collections of like White Fox. She's not a popular character. I remember him asking me, I think last year sometime, whenever he started playing Rivals. Because he was interested in that character and then the new Iron Fist, which, again, there's not a lot of collections with these characters. So this is another collection featuring those characters.
Well, I hope it does well. It just doesn't... calling it Doom's Division doesn't really sell the book. I don't know what else you would call it if all of these characters are kind of unknown characters, but I hope it does well. I would love to see some of these characters get more.
Dude, you don't like Lansing and Kelly? You're out of your mind, Ryan.
I don't like.
Go back and read your Scott Lobdell crappy X-Men comics. I said what I said.
I like Doom's Division.
Was it good?
Yes. I also really like the cover. I like how menacing the giant Doom is in the clouds.
Yeah.
Even though he's not wearing his
he's not wearing his cape.
Yeah,
he's wearing his classic stuff.
Tunic.
Red Hulk Volume 2. This is the new series by Benjamin Percy. This is Mission Latveria. And this is collecting Red Hulk 6 through 10. Oh, Jeff Shaw's art is in here. I like that dude's art. So who do we got? Deathlock and
Machine Man.
Who's the lady in the back? I don't recognize her. Let's see.
Machine Woman.
There's 112 pages, $15.99. Stop.
I forget her name, but I do like this run. It's really fun.
Oh, it's canceled. This is the last volume.
Yeah. With Benjamin Percy, I always feel like he has a very particular voice that works in certain contexts really well, and in others you get an adamantium surfboard. But in this it's really fun because it's like if you like movies like Predator and like those 80s Schwarzenegger movies and stuff, this is the book for you.
Oh, cool.
I really like his I actually liked his Ghost Rider a lot. I thought it was a really good book. And surprisingly, really, really almost crossing that line of what can we get away with while we're still under, I don't think they even have a parental advisory. It might just be Teen Plus. But he did that Hell Riders series that spun out of the Hulk book? Or was that Philip Kennedy Johnson that did that one? With that World War II Ghost Rider. Was it Hell Riders or something like that?
Oh, the Hell Hunters?
Hell Hunters, that's it. That was Philip Kennedy Johnson, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
I think it was. I don't think it was Percy. But yeah, I liked what Percy did on Ghost Rider. So excited to read what his Red Hulk is like. Superior Avengers by Steve Fox and Kyle Hutz, who I really like his art. This is collecting Superior Avengers 1 through 6, 144 pages, $19.99. Covers by R.B. Silva.
Wow.
And One World Under Doom. Ryan North.
This is the main event, right?
Yeah, this is all 9 issues. 260 pages, $29.99. Cover.
Nice
is
cover.
Awesome.
Yep.
By
Really
Ben
good.
Harvey.
I find it a bit confusing. Have any of either of you read any of it of the event?
Nope, I'm waiting for the trade. So
Oh.
don't say a word, Max. Wait, why do you find it confusing?
Well,
Wait, don't say a word.
The thing with events is that it sometimes feel like they have to compromise characters to fit the narrative to make the event work.
Okay.
So sometimes you find that why is this character a lot less competent than they usually are? Well, it's just to get such and such to work. Otherwise, there's no event. And that's kind of my issue with this. Without getting into details, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Interesting. I'm curious who you're talking about. Fantastic Four was relaunched, and this is another volume 1. Save Everyone. This is the team of Ryan North, and now with Humberto Ramos working on the book. And Ramos still looking like Ramos's artwork, but
he's changed his style a bit.
Is he inking his stuff? Yeah, it doesn't look as cartoony because he just got off of he's done a few things after this, but the Strange Academy book where he really has that cartoony look to it. And I think his style really fits the tone of stories like that. I'm curious how this is. Max, I think you're probably the only one that has read it here, right? Because you read these monthly.
Weekly. I love them. I thought it was really, really fun because I haven't read a ton of Fantastic Four. I've only read Hickman and North stuff. But I like when it feels like they're scientifically competent. When Reed is sciencing and mathing his way out of a problem. And I feel like they did that successfully. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this.
Okay. Wow, that cover. Where is Omnidog? That'll make him feel better. Emma Frost, the White Queen. All hail the Queen. My wife actually read this series. I don't know if it's still ongoing or not. This is collecting Emma Frost, the White Queen 1-5 by Amy Chu and Andre DeVito doing the internal artwork. But this is set in the past when she was still a villain.
Yep.
That's all I know about it. Magic made it to a volume 2. Shadows of Resistance, and this is by Ashley Allen, Jesus Hervas. This is collecting Magic 6-10. Glad to see that she's still hanging out with my girl Mirage. And this is 112 pages, $15.99. Is this still ongoing, or did they cancel it at 10 issues, Max?
I don't know. I don't know if any of the X titles are ongoing, or if they're on break because of the Age of Revelations thing. The chat probably has to tell me about that.
Okay.
Oh, and canceled DV sets. So
even though it was actually selling well, it is canceled? Like issue 10 is the last one.
Yeah, well, I guess
because Age of Revelation.
Yeah,
we don't know what's going to come back after that.
I mean, I hope it comes back. I really liked it. It's like, have you read the first trade of it?
No. This is the first trade. No, I'm sorry. Wait, which one? Magic or? Oh yes, Magic, where she's going around with her new protege and teaming up with Mirage. Yeah, I read it. Yeah, I like that one.
I like it. The first issue especially was super strong. And then the rest wasn't quite up to that level, I didn't think. But I really enjoyed it because I like them. It's basically Magic in her own little horror comic. It's really fun.
Yeah, I like that side of things. And I like how it's written, taking place during Jen McKay's event. So yes, you're right. We should find out about the X-Books post-Revelation at the NYCC panel. It'll probably be the Marvel next big thing. They always do that panel on Saturdays.
Exciting.
Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, Through the Gates of Hell, with Joe Kelly, John Romita Jr., and Todd Dock. Collecting Amazing Spider-Man 6-10. 112 pages, $15.99.
I like this run a lot.
Wait, Emma Frost will have one more issue and it's done. Man, how are they going to collect that? Oh no!
Well, I think the issue is mentioned in the collection. It just hasn't come out yet. Like issue 5 hasn't gone out yet.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I was like, that's awful. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2. You're liking this series, Max?
Yes, a lot.
You're not so you and I aren't the biggest fan of Joe Kelly's Deadpool, but
Correct.
you're liking the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes, I'm as shocked as you are, but I really like it. I also think the artist is doing quite a bit of the heavy lifting, and then I'm not really talking about the JRJR art, but because currently I'm not sure if it's collected in this one.
This is Todd.
No, I don't think it is. It's so the arc that happens afterwards is what's coming out currently, I think. Let me see. What's the most recent one? Yeah, the most recent one was 13. It's basically there are 2 Spider-Man. Both would be really happy, and one is in space and one is on Earth.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
And I really like the space stuff. It's basically just Guardians, but with Spider-Man. But I really like that. I forget who did the art, but it's really fun.
I did like his Spidey in that Deadpool Spider-Man book.
Yeah,
I like the way he wrote Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't know when Volume 1 should be coming out fairly soon, because this is solicited for when?
It's good.
Curtis?
Probably late January.
Thank you, Curtis. New Avengers Volume 1, Illuminati. Why does that sound like a Jay-Z album? Because I think he did have he did drop an album. What was it? Anyway, I'm showing my age. That album is probably 20 plus years old, dude. All right, Illuminati, Sam Humphries, Ton Lima, and Tiago Palma, and this is collecting New Avengers 1 through 5, 120 pages, $17.99. So I assume we have Eddie Brock Carnage. We've got is that Scar or is that Hulk? Bruce Banner Hulk. So Hulk, Namor, Clea?
Yeah, Clea.
Laura, Wolverine. I think she is going as Wolverine again, right? Black Widow and Winter Soldier. Just almost feels like a Thunderbolts team, but okay. New Avengers. Maybe it'll sell better as New Avengers.
I think when it was initially announced, it was announced as Thunderbolts, and then the movie came out, and the movie did a thing where it's actually called New Avengers, which is that's actually pretty cool. So if you pre-order Thunderbolts 1, then they were like, your pre-order has been canceled, and now you got New Avengers 1. And you're like, what? Yeah. And you're like, that's how the movie spoiled for me. Pretty much, yeah.
Illuminati was Tupac. You're right. You are correct. Not Jay-Z. The Blueprint. Oh my God, that was still about 20 years ago. Ultimate Incursion. Collecting the Ultimate Incursion 1 through 5, material from Free Comic Book Day 2025, Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Universe. This book is by Denise Camp and Cody Ziegler. Jonas Scharf, and I got to hang out with him and drink with him. He's a really cool guy. I've loved his stuff since he did Bone Parish, but he was in Germany at Walt's Comic Shop, and we got to hang out, and I was like, dude, you're doing an Ultimate book. That's huge right now. And I'm really happy for him. 128 pages, $17.99. Have these issues come out yet, Max?
Some of them have.
Okay.
Not all of them, because it's collecting Spider-Man and something else. What else does it collect again?
This is collecting just the Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion.
The Free Comic Book Day. Right. It hasn't completely come out. I think like 3 or 4 issues have come out. It hasn't wrapped up yet, I don't think.
Okay. Is Cody Ziegler doing the Ultimate Incursion stuff, or is he doing the Free Comic Book?
I think they're both doing them.
Oh, okay.
Where Ziegler's is, I like his voice for Miles, so
yeah, I do too.
I'm quite enjoying it.
Thank you, Mr. Tex. It was my pleasure. Doesn't matter. Everyone's on the event. Everyone's an Avenger.
I
Who
really
has
like the cast. I just really don't like the book. Not this one, the previous one.
this one here? Didn't
Yeah.
take it?
No, I liked the first issue, and then it was like, oh, it's okay. This is a goofy start.
You know what was really good? Surprisingly, that I was like rolling my eyes at this idea so stupid. Eddie Brock, Carnage or Venom.
Yes.
Eddie Brock Carnage. Yeah, that's it. I had Batmantha on last week, and she was going on about how good the first issue was. And even after she gave it her seal of approval, I was like, I don't know, it just sounds so dumb. But I read the first trade, and I was like, actually, this works. This is really good. I hope they keep going with it.
Yeah, it's like Looney Tunes on crack. It's really fun.
Yeah. We're not starting that. I'm Spartacus.
Sure you are.
Ultimate Incursion, and that's the cover. Deadpool Wolverine, A Time to Strike. Oh my gosh, collecting 10 issues. I assume that's it then. 232 pages, $29.99. My favorite 2 words, parental advisory. Written by Benjamin Percy, Joshua Cassara, Robert. Okay, I'm sorry, mature content. Those were my 2 favorites. Robert Guild, Joshua Cassara does the cover. Very, very reminiscent of like Adam Kubert. I really like that little plat action there. Oh, that's different than Wolverines and Deadpool. That's what my wife was talking about. Melanie was like, I'm really confused. I think there's 2 because she picked up like an issue of Deadpool and Wolverine, and then she had an issue of Wolverine and Deadpool, and it was like issue 2 and issue 1, and she was like, I don't think it's the same story.
It definitely isn't.
They're 2 different series. Wolverines and Deadpools is by Cody Sigler and Ryan North and Christos Gage. And this is collecting Wolverine and Deadpool's 1 through 3, Deadpool Wolverine Weapon Extraction, Deadpool versus Wolverine Slash 'em. And 160 pages, $19.99. Yeah, I'm assuming is that Deadpool's daughter and Laura Kenny teaming up? I'm in for that.
Yep, sure. I really like this book. This is really fun. This is really charming. I think at one point, or at least a very like quick succession after this, we had 5 books with Wolverine in it.
It's like the 90s all over again. Actually, no, it's like the early aughts all over again. When Wolverine was in the Avengers, when he was with the X-Men, when he was with X-Force, yeah. And he had his own solo.
Wolverine did really well, so they want to bank on it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them, right? You gotta do with what sells, and if Deadpool Wolverine team up sell, then that's what you do. Okay, right. Curtis, you've been quiet long enough, my friend. Take it away. What do we got here?
We have Young Avengers Modern Era Epic Collection, Volume 3, The Children's Crusade. Collecting a series that was, I guess, supposed to happen earlier, but then got pushed back or something like that. It's Alan, what's his name? Alan Heinberg's return to the book. Yeah, because the previous volume had just a bunch of mini-series that were tie-ins to events, and this one's actually back to some more proper stuff. So this is the Avengers, the Children's Crusade numbers 1 through 9, plus Avengers, the Children's Crusade, Young Avengers, and Avengers World 15 and 16, and material from Uncanny X-Men 526 and I Am an Avenger numbers 1 and 4 and 5. So this is a small epic collection, only 272 pages. So it's going to be a thin one, but I think they're purposely putting this in this spot because the next volume is going to be and the next ongoing series, and they wanted to have that all in one volume.
I like this era, and yeah, there were a couple of years of waiting for Alan Heinberg. He was working on television, so yeah, and to this day still working on television. I think he was
he's a TV writer for sure.
Sandman. It's the last thing he worked on.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
The Netflix series. Mm-hmm. And go ahead, Curtis.
Yeah, the Daredevil Modern Era Epic Collection, Volume 5, The Murdoch Papers, the last chapter of Brian Michael Bendis's Daredevil in the 90s and 2000s. And so we've got Volume 6 already released they skipped ahead for some reason. They'd been publishing all of these in order until they did 2, 3, and 4, and then they skipped ahead to 6. But now we're finally getting this last little bit here. So I've been putting off reading volume 6 because apparently some big things happen at the end of this run that I didn't want to be spoiled. So there you go. I've been loving this series. Never read it before, so it's been really fun to go through.
Yeah, I like the where this ends, and then Ed Brubaker has to take over. It's really, it's a cool little clutch that he gives him, but it was something that Ed Brubaker asked him to do. He's like, hey, put me on the spot. Give me something that I got to get mad out of. So I like that each writer has been doing that with Daredevil since then. And the Mark Pacella cover of Punisher. Go ahead. What is this? Yeah. Finally.
Punisher Epic Collection Volume 8, Survival. We've been waiting on a Punisher Epic Collection for years. There was definitely a little hiatus of the character in certain areas of the Marvel Universe, including collected editions. And so now we have this one, Volume 8. Never before collected era, it says here, which there's a lot of classic Punisher that has never been collected, but this is part of it. Punisher 76 to 84, annual 5 and 6, plus the Spider-Man Punisher Sabretooth Designer Jeans graphic novel, which is also in the Spider-Man Epic. And then another one called Punisher, A Man Named Frank. And so this is the return. This is the stuff that comes, I think, right before the famous Suicide Run story. So it's
it famous?
Well, it may be infamous. I don't know. As far as Punisher stories go, it's one of the more famous Punisher stories.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. Never thought I'd see a Mark Pacella cover on a book. Yet here we are. Eh? Yeah. I was never a big fan of Pacella's art. But apparently I think he's working on television nowadays or movies.
Well,
maybe like storyboards.
Yeah, that one's got some weird anatomy going on there with the body twisting in a strange way.
He's
looks a little off.
He was the guy that, of course, took over X-Force right after Liefeld left. So he has a very Liefeld style. But I think he was in their studio. So he was there with like Brian Murray and Marat Michaels and who's Dan Fraga and those guys. So eventually he went over to Extreme Studios and worked on Doom 4.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I guess it was the 90s. Oh my gosh, yes. I remember announcing this one. We had such a blast. Curtis, what is this? What makes this one so special?
This is special because this is the very beginning of a very famous and very popular run of Thor by Walter Simonson. This is volume 13, The Surtur War, and collecting Thor numbers 337 to 356. And people have been waiting forever, and Marvel has decided that this is the last stuff that they want to collect in the classic line here. So they've been leaving these volumes for last. And so, yeah, we have it here. The question everybody's going to ask is, will this have the original coloring?
Oh, yeah.
And because they have recently done their restoration for the Masterworks, I have no reason to not think that it wouldn't. I have no reason to think that it wouldn't be the original coloring. So, yeah, I think people will be happy with this collection for sure.
Unless you love the new colors, then you're going to be mad with this collection.
True. Yeah. Right. Well, then go buy
it. Some people really did like the new colors, legit.
Like Josh in the chat.
I don't know if Josh and Ryan are trolling. I can't ever tell because it's hard to read tone when you're messaging. Back in print, Curtis, what are we looking at?
Oh, this is a big one too. X-Men Volume 2. Big only that because people are constantly asking for it.
Go ahead. Sorry, that was too funny not to highlight.
Yeah, people have been asking for a reprint of this volume. It's not the best content, but it's essential content, being the original X-Men team, and not the original creative team, but the original characters. And So it's been out of print for many years now, and it's finally coming back.
Yeah,
Can you
this
scroll
was
back up a bit? Scroll to the top there. I'm not sure if they're going to replace that logo on the book because that's
they
not
replaced the
quite.
first one, didn't they?
They replaced the first one with the era appropriate one. It would make sense to put the Jim Steranko logo on there, which this is a later variation of.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if they'll replace that logo for the cover of the new printing. I hope they do.
I hope they do as well. I guess we'll have to wait till February.
Man, a
And
lot of epics coming out this month.
I knew you'd be happy. Take it away, Curtis.
Micronauts Epic Collection, The Original Marvel Years, Volume 4, The Long and Winding Road. This wraps up the original Micronauts series with issues 51 to 59. After this, there's another series of 20 issues that'll come out in Volume 5. But this
The
one,
new
if
Voyages,
you
yeah.
just want the original stuff, this is it.
So 344 pages. This one's $42.99. So I noticed that this one is $42.99, and then there was one up here that was an odd number for an epic. Yeah, this one here, Young Avengers, is $37.99. Because usually,
Yeah,
with
'cause
these
the
things
page-
are $39.99, $49.99, $54.99, and we've had some that are $59.99. I haven't seen some that are 37, and what was the other one? 42? Was that it? 42.99?
Yeah, I mean, prices are so much there. So 37, I mean, it's still a high price, but 37 because the page count is lower because it's
Mhm.
only 242 pages. And then this one, I don't know, they have to factor in other things like licensing fees and whatnot, so that might affect the cover price in a different way.
Okay.
But it's mostly based on page count as well.
Thank you so much for that, Curtis. And now I'm going to do a quick recap, and then we can talk about what we're most excited for. By the way, this isn't 100% everything. One or two things have to be pulled out. Nothing like Omnis or Epic collections. Just some new things that they're going to kick off, and maybe one of the art books that wasn't approved by like the MCU part of the studio. But we're getting Invincible Iron Man Omnibus Volume 4. John, you here now? Fantastic Four Omnibus by Dan Slott Volume 1. And then Spider-Man Brand New Day Omnibus Volume 3. The Web of Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2. The X-Men Trial of Gambit Omnibus. Wolverine Not Dead Yet Omnibus. The Star Wars Legends Legacy Omnibus Volume 1. We're getting a standard size hardcover of The World to Come. This is part of the Marvel Knights events. And Runaways, Think of the Children, Doom Academy, trade paperbacks, Thunderbolts, this is all One World Under Doom, Doom's Division, the Red Hulk Volume 2, Mission Latveria, Superior Avengers, and finally the One World Under Doom actual event in trade paperback format. The kickoff of the new Fantastic Four. This is the Fantastic Four Volume 1, Save Everyone. The Ryan North and Humberto Ramos series. Emma Frost, the White Queen. Oh, hell, the Queen. Woo. Magic Volume 2, Shadows of Resistance. Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, Through the Gates of Hell. The New Avengers, Tupac's Illuminati. And then Ultimate Incursion. The Deadpool Wolverine, A Time of Strife, not to be confused with Wolverines and Deadpool's trade paperback. Young Avengers Modern Era Epic Collection Volume 3, The Children's Crusade. The Daredevil Modern Era Epic Collection Volume 5, The Murdoch Papers. The Punisher Classic Epic Collection Volume 8, Survival. And the Mighty Thor, or Thor Epic Collection Volume 13, The Surtur War. X-Men Epic Collection Volume 2 coming back to print with Lonely Are the Hunted. And to wrap up this Solicits, the Micronauts Epic Collection, the original Marvel Years, Volume 4, The Long and Winding Road. Max, what's the book you're most excited for, buddy, out of this entire Solicits? And everybody in the chat, if you're still here watching, smash that like button, please. Goes a long way.
Well, I've kind of read all the modern day trades that are in there, so I'm not really excited to own them in trade. The Fantastic Four Omni looks good. I haven't read that at all, but I'm enjoying Fantastic Four currently.
You haven't read Dan Slott's run?
No, is it good?
I thought it was okay. Like
said it
the
was-
whole time.
Oh, right.
Curtis said it was good at the beginning and then it dipped.
Yeah, so it's like a very milk toasty type of book.
I liked it more than Mark Miller's Fantastic Four. Like, I don't know if that means anything to you if you like Mark Miller's Fantastic Four.
I don't like
like
Mark Miller or anything.
Okay. Did you read like Matt Fraction's Fantastic? I liked it more than that. I wasn't a fan of Fantastic Four by Matt Fraction at all.
No.
I thought it was better than that. But you know, when you're comparing it to things like John Byrne's run or Stan Lee and Kirby's run or Jonathan Hickman's run, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to compare it to books like that.
I'll put it this way: the book I enjoyed the most that we talked about was Deadpools and Wolverines, or Wolverines and Deadpools, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
That was the most fun for me because I feel like the voices were just, really on point. It was really fun, and the art was just great. Because I like whenever they do. It's the same in the Duggan and Posehn run of Deadpool, where they kind of go cartoonish with the expressions.
Yeah.
Where it's all math, but you can still tell their emotions, and they really did it to a great extent in that book. So I really like that one.
Okay, so Fantastic Four by Dan Slott, Omnibus Volume 1. I hope you enjoy it. Curtis, what epic collection are you most excited? I hope you blow everybody's mind and say that Wolverine Omnibus, because none of that is collected in the epic collection. Aria,
well, I mean,
future?
I'm very happy that Web of Spider-Man is out there. I'm not going to get that one, but I'm very happy it is. But
I know you'll wait for the
well,
epics. And
the obvious answer is probably Thor. It's super great that one is finally coming out and closing the gap on in the Thor epic collection. There's just a couple more volumes to go, which is very exciting. And then also, what is the other one? I'm happy the Punisher's back too. Don't really know anything about the content, but the fact that we have another one on the schedule is very exciting.
You still have in here Chuck Dixon and Mike Barron and Stephen Grant writing the stories. So it is a continuation.
And Abnett and Landing as well.
Yeah.
Peter David.
Some early Andy Lanning too, and then Abnett.
So
yeah, Peter David.
Abnett and Lanning did a story in the previous Punisher collection called Euro Hit, and it was great. I really, really like it.
Yeah, those guys have been around forever. They're part of the whole Marvel UK.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah. Oh, those are good choices, man. Ooh, this is a tough one for me. Because there are some good. I mean, Web of Spider-Man is the one I'm probably most excited for, and I really like the Hobgoblin cover. And it's weird because it doesn't feature any Spider-Man on that cover. Like, if you were to look at that cover, that doesn't really say Spider-Man at all. By the way, those are like 3 covers with nothing but like full
big face
on the cover. Gambit, Wolverine, and
oh yeah, look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, and the Hobgoblin. That none of this says Spider-Man at all except for the title, right? But the stories in there, they haven't been collected. I haven't read them in this stuff. I haven't read in like over 2 decades, maybe. Oh man, no, 3 decades now. Yeah. So I'm excited for that one. Probably my second one would be Wolverine Not Dead Yet. I'm not gonna lie, the stories in here aren't that good. They're so dumb sometimes. But issue 145 is something that I was like, yeah, man. It's got great artwork by Leno Francis Yu. And it's part of the Apocalypse, the 12 storyline.
Oh man, yeah, no.
I don't know how I can say it, but like, it's not the greatest era, but it is Wolverine. How can I not get excited? Oversized format with at least the art it's got going for it. It's got great artwork by Leno Francis Yu, Dennis Cohen, and Steve Scrose, just to name a few of those artists. The Ian Churchill cover, that is the Rob Liefeld issue. I think Rob Liefeld wrote 3 issues, if I'm not mistaken, but only penciled 2. And then I think they had a fill-in artist for the third one because he was running behind on schedule. So I think Ian Churchill stepped in and did that one.
The original cover there, the Leno Francis Yu cover, is from
it's
Wolverine
145.
150, right? It's Wolverine 150, and it had,
No, it's
if I remember
145,
correctly,
I think.
oh, 145. Is this
Yeah,
the,
it's
is
the
that the
anniversary
cover that
with
had the silver,
aluminum.
like they had a foil clause on there?
Yeah.
That was very cool. They should do that for the Omni as well.
Yeah, and charge $175.
Yep.
Yeah, Curtis. I don't think gimmicky covers are worth it, honestly. I don't know. I guess we'll see with the Spectre Omnibus. It's supposed to be glow in the dark. So
What?
we will
right.
see. Yeah. Well, they did gimmicky covers for, what was it? The lenticular cover for the DC villains. And they did the, what was it? Those metal covers for the absolute editions of Death Metal and Metal. And then those, I think that's why they were $150, because they had those special dust jackets for Metal and Death Metal. That's why they charged $150. So yeah, with something like this with foil, yeah, that'd be pretty pricey. I don't know. Okay, let me see what everybody else is excited for in the chat. When I asked earlier, if you did not write it down, by all means, write it down. Let's go back here to see what we got. And the new colors are good. Okay, Ryan, I'm being honest, was my first time. Okay, good. So Josh, being honest, I never know when Ryan is being serious. Where are we going here? Boo, no X-Men mini. Oh, the Micronauts. Yeah, probably not going to happen. And brand new day volume 3 Star Wars Legacy Omnis are my picks. Did Young Avengers 3 include the Avengers Fairy Tales issues? Fear it will skip Young Avengers Epics. I don't think so. I don't think I was in there, right, Curtis? You read the
It's not in there. Yeah, that's might be interesting to ask about, but
it wasn't in the omnibus either.
Yeah.
Trial of Gambit gets the Warren Weaver approval. Warren hates everything but Bendis. Micronauts, even without the X-Men mini. Thor, Surtur War Epic. Suck it, Omnis. Phil Owens. Iron Man 4. Just the Punisher Epic, maybe the Star Wars Omni, depending on the review. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like the first volume. I just never finished reading it, and people really want it. That is the #1 most asked for Star Wars Omni. Now, the second most asked for, I think, is the Clone Wars. X-Men Trial Gambit and Wolverine Not Dead Yet. Gambit Omnibus, Trial of Gambit and Wolverine 7. Web of Spider-Man. Nothing for Josh. And yes, Wade is also good. For me is Thor Epic Collection 13, The Surtur War and Young Avengers Modern Era Epic Collection Volume 3. Children's Crusade. And Tulip, not here. The Falco run on FF needs Omni treatment. Agreed, Mr. Tex. I agree with that. Give me that Star Wars Legacy Omnibus. Web of Spidey 2. I was okay with Dan Slott's run. He did a good job with the family stuff. Not as good as other runs. Oh, yeah. Hobgoblin better than Spidey on that cover. Omar, do you think Marvel has decided to go creator-centric route for Spectacular and maybe we'll get a volume 2? No, because there's no way they can do creator-centric because Bill Mantlo, there's a couple of creators that could do it that will be in Spectacular Spider-Man volume 2. So I don't think they can. Maybe when they get to Peter David, though, goes into other Spider titles too. It's too bad DNA don't work together anymore. There's an actual story behind that too, why they don't anymore. And it's
I think they just had a falling out, I think.
That's all they have told people, and they don't ever want to say why.
I think possibly on the Comic Shenanigans podcast, I think he said that he is just tired of like Andy wasn't pulling his weight or something like that. So he was doing Dan Abnett was doing all the work and having to share the credit or something like that.
They worked together for decades. It's crazy. Let's see. Web of Spider-Man Volume 2, Iron Man 4, Emma Frost Trade, and The Trial of Gambit Omnibus. Looking forward to the Star Wars Legacy Omnibus. I'm excited for Thor, Daredevil, Epic Collection, Young Avengers, and Runaways for the win. Looking forward to the Spectre Omni Glow in the Dark. That's not here. Brand New Day Volume 3. Some of the trade paperbacks, the ones with Wolverines and Emma, look interesting. I'm seriously thinking about Marvel Knights hardcover, Web of Spider-Man Omnibus, Gambit Omnibus. I'm always serious. Y'all think I'm just joking. Okay, Ryan, I will remember this. Brand New Day Omnibus, Web of Spider-Man 2, The Punisher Epic Collection, and Web 2, Trial of Gambit, Web of Spider-Man 2, and where are the wrestling books? Bunk. What's happened? What? Hold on. Wrestling. Oh, I'm actually interviewing Adam Lawson on Monday. If you want to come by, he's got a wrestling zombie book you'll like, man. A Mantlo Spectacular Spider-Man would be perfect. It would give us all spectacular issues between Stern and Alien with no double dipping. But it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be big enough, right? Because we would still need Stern stuff in there. I don't know. I'm curious how that's going to be mapped. Iron Man Omnibus. I'm looking forward to Emma Frost, Thor and Spider-Man. Looking forward to hearing Phil Owens on Curtis's podcast, Reading Club, where they're going to be going through all issues of Venom. Looks like Trial Gambit may trigger another Omnigeddon. Oh, gosh. Wrestling zombies. I knew you'd like that, buddy. Let me remove this and just have us here. At this moment, I just want to remind everybody to hit that like button, please. It goes a long way for us here on the channel. Small thing you can do, but it does mean the world to us. And I, again, want to thank my wonderful co-hosts for taking time out of their day. And I'm wishing my other co-hosts a fast recovery and also swamp from work. Omar or James Abel, is it possible for Marvel to add the missing Acts of Vengeance and Inferno crossover issues with Web of Spider-Man 2? I think it's too late. I've already asked for things to be added.
Nobody asked, or she asked James.
Well, maybe James can get it done, though. But maybe James
is on top of everything.
Yeah. What did Bendis do to you? Stuttering and using little is crazy to describe someone. Stuttering? You talking about you? Are you talking about Curtis? I don't think he stuttered. There, did you stutter? We're talking about Bendis.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on there.
Okay, he knows who's boss. Yeah, Melanie. You guys should ask Melanie to email Marvel. Could have done a Conway one with Spectacular and Web, but that ship has sailed. Omar. What did Bendis do to me? He wrote X-Men. Omar, did you ask Marvel if they could add Iron Man? I did. Looks like no, but I don't know. I mean, sometimes like the solicits also leave out things. Omar, if they come up with a follow-up Omni to Trial again, what story arcs would it cover, and are they any good? Oh no, this is not a good era of X-Men. So after that is the Operation Zero Tolerance, which they could put into an omnibus format. They could just reprint it as an Omni. After that is X-Men the 12, which if you saw the chat and you saw me going, oh yeah, I've got part of X-Men the 12, you probably know what I think about those stories. And I think a lot of it has to do with the setup that has been built since X Factor, what was it, 12? With the Master Mold storyline, 16. They have been building up this idea of 12 mutants, and then the payoff was, oh yeah, we don't know what we're doing, and Chris Claremont was fired. And Louis Simonson is working for the Distinguished Competition. Hey, Alan Davis, you like X-Men, right? Why don't you come up with a X-Men the 12? That's kind of what happened, honestly. And he was like, okay, sure. Let's see who's interesting. Who would make it in the 12? Oh, this guy, X-Man. We didn't even have Havoc because he was busy on Mutant X. So we had the Living Pharaoh. Good artwork, though. But yes, that would be the next era. And then it would get the Revolution, and then you would get Eve of Destruction. The only thing I would do with the reprint of Eve of Destruction is add my X-Men Black Sun Magic miniseries. The only book out of that era that has been completely omitted, left behind. And I believe in leaving no issue behind. That would be nice. So that kind of gives you an idea of where it goes. And then after that, of course, you have the new X-Men era and Extreme X-Men. And one of the things that they haven't done yet, though, is collect X-Men. What was that era called? Not Revolution. It's the Reload. Is it Reloaded era? It's when Chris Claremont came back to the books.
Yeah, X-Men Reloaded. That's around the House of M time.
Yeah. Not great stories. I don't care. But Chris Claremont was just having fun writing X-Men, playing baseball at the very beginning of his run. And then we had End of Grays and things like that. Someday Omar will get his Chuck Austin Omni, and I will, dude. I'll eat it up. You know, believe it or not, I don't think that's my least favorite X-Men story. It's a toss-up, man. Chuck Austin did tell some bad stories, but also I was very disappointed with some of the stuff that Peter Milligan and Joe Casey did, and Steven Seagal. Like, that era of X-Men was just not good. But it should be an omnibus format. I never leave an issue behind. Never. That's right. All the bad issues. Andy C., the first few issues were Green Arrow and Green Lantern travel the U.S. are amazing. Don't know. Oh, the Part Traveling Heroes? Report on Bleeding Cool today that the third... Yeah, I saw that. Very excited for that. Long time coming. Can't wait for the actual Rick Veitch Omnibus whenever that comes out. And no, it's not. It's legit coming from New York Comic Con. It was announced, so they're doing it as a 4-issue miniseries. Hey, Chris, if you were going to write the 12 storyline, who would the 12 be? That's all they needed to do. But they weren't around at the time. Some of them were dead at the time. We need an Aliens Original Years Volume 5. We need an Aliens versus Predator omnibus, honestly. I'm surprised they didn't do that. I will never leave any X-Men behind. You're right. Chuck Austin might be the mess story, but it's still coherent, unlike the 12. I'm always curious what people's era of X-Men they don't like, because, you know, not everything is going to be a win, but everything needs to be collected. And if you're a fan of something for so long, everybody has a dreaded era that they don't want to reread. Like, oh man, I'm about to go into the Joe Casey era or the Scott Lobdell or the Fabian Iciar, whatever era it is, you know, like they dread reading it. I'm always curious. I think for Peter, I think he doesn't like the Guggenheim era. He thinks that's the worst era, which I never thought, like, he's just okay. Omar, should I get the Batman by Tom King or Green Arrow by Kevin Smith Omni? Well, you have a Batman avatar, so you do you and get you a Batman by Tom King. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. Oh, wait, no, I can't tell you. Never mind. I've been sworn to secrecy how many there are going to be. You better make some room on your shelf. But honestly, I prefer the Kevin Smith Green Arrow run more, though, because that also has the Brad Meltzer in the beginning of the Judd Winnick era. It's freaking awesome, dude. I love that era of Green Arrow. Patiently waiting for the Fantastic Four by James Robinson. Yes, to bridge the gap between Fraction and Slott. Missed those 4 trades when they came out. They're hard to come by. Yeah, those are awesome. And enough content to make an omnibus out of. Or an Epic collection. Bill Owens and Curtis. Man, I turned into Eeyore. Who should get an Omni first, X-Man or Azrael? X-Man. He's got the X on the title, man. Although Azrael will be great. And we're finally getting a deluxe edition of that 4-issue miniseries. All the worst moments of Austin's have been retconned now. It's quite funny to read these days. Oh, man, have they? Every single one of them? Azazel, she lies with it. Wait. No, you're right. I think they have been. Yeah. Even the wolf dude. That was actually retcon in Guggenheim's run. Oh, what were they? The superior. What are they, like? Homo superior? Oh man. Curtis, when do the Fantastic Four modern era epics, where would they start? Hickman? Where would you start them, Curtis?
I think Hickman's way too late to start. I think they would need to start with Mark Waid. I think everything before that, like Heroes Return, we know now because Captain America Heroes Return is coming to classic epics. So they're considering that era to be classic still. The next logical jumping on point for moderns would be Mark Waid. So that's where I think it would start.
I really thought it would be with the Claremont stuff, with introduction of Valeria and those characters, because that's immediately after Heroes Return. And those have been out of print for a while.
Yeah.
How solid of a plan does Marvel have for mapping all of Spider-Man post-Black Costume Saga to Michelini and DeMatteis Omnis? Oh, they've got maps. They have been working on maps for years, especially if they've been masterworked. That actually, Masterworks did so much of the heavy lifting when it came to mapping and art restoration. And I think we're finally there with DC. I know we're there with DC because they've shared their mapping of volumes to come and volumes that haven't been announced and even future volumes of things. And it's really cool to see the behind the scenes of how things are mapped, why they're left out. And, you know, a little behind the scenes without going into detail, why they're left out sometimes is because either the writer or the artist stepped in and said, no, take that issue out. I'm sure Curtis knows all this too, because he works in the publishing industry. And, you know, because we want, like, I'm a no issue left behind. But when it comes to creator-centric books, man, creators have a lot of pull. Out of respect for the creators, I think, that are still around, they ask them, right? Like, I think if Neil Adams was still around and if they were going to reprint that Batman Omnibus by Neil Adams, I think it would be the original colors. Or, I'm sorry, the new modern colors that Neil Adams did with the new inks. But now that he's gone, I think that's why we're getting, like, the Batman Bronze Age, going back to the restored colors of, yeah. So, I'm sure, Curtis, you deal with that.
Well, I mean, it's ultimately with Marvel and DC, I think they'll do whatever they think will sell the most, regardless of what the creator actually wants. Unfortunately, like they'll definitely talk to them and consult, but in the end, you know, if they're at a bypass on something, if something like coloring, like that's, you know, I guess they have to pick which hill they're going to die on.
That's not what I said. That's all you got out of that, Phil.
Wait, someone had a fun question.
What do you got, Max?
Logan had a fun question for us specifically, but Curtis already answered apparently. You have a favorite?
I want to know what Curtis's favorite is. I don't think I know that.
I said this on my live stream on Tuesday. My favorite episode of Batman, the animated series, is called Over the Edge. It's one of the last episodes of the series when they had changed the character designs and all that. Nightwing was in the show, and it's a Scarecrow episode, and I really, really like that one. It just has a really nice twist. Great stakes, great drama, and it's just well written. But then other ones that I really there are so many episodes of that show that I love. You know, Heart of Ice is one of my favorites, and
I think that one gets voted as the most favorite episode of all time.
It's just a beautiful episode.
It is.
Right.
Like Robin's Reckoning, I think did an amazing job retelling the origin of Robin, like mixing in Tim Drake and Dick Grayson's story for the animated series and just making it Dick Grayson's story. I thought they did an awesome job. But oh man, you can't go wrong with Beware the Grey Ghost. That's my favorite.
That is a great episode. Yes.
Like,
yeah. How about you, Max? What is yours?
Love that.
I think it's called Almost Got Him, where you have all the bad guys.
Where they're playing poker. Yeah. The villains are playing poker together.
That's a good one. And that's a good one too.
It's my favorite, very specifically because Two-Face drinks half and half.
Which makes sense. That is definitely a series that didn't miss. Like just about every episode of the original ones. I think when you got to Batman and Robin, that's when you started seeing, like a mix of, well, that one wasn't up to par. And they even changed the animation style too. But yeah, those first 2 seasons, man, they were phenomenal. Batman Beyond was solid too. I really like that one.
Oh yeah.
That series too. The episode where Clayface had a piece of him take the shape of a young girl. What an incredibly poignant. Oh, that was a great episode. There's a lot of great,
that's one of the later ones as well.
It's the one where Bruce loses his memories and he gets put into that enslavement camp. Like he went under.
It's one of the ones I don't like.
I love that episode. That episode is awesome, man. You didn't like it as a kid? I loved it, dude. Because I love the idea of just people getting away from prisons. Frank Miller wrote an episode, didn't he? The subway one? Yeah. I think that actually is one of my least favorites. Did I like the Agent Venom Omni? I did. Yeah, it's good. It's got some good stuff in there. And it's got the Space Knight stuff too, which is a lot of fun, a lot different. What about the one with the little girl? I think she was a robot or something. The Clock King one is really good too. I really like that episode.
The one with the little girl is just that she was trapped in, like, she just didn't grow. She was just in a girl.
Oh, yeah.
Body. And then one of the later episodes, she befriends Killer Croc. And that was a good one too.
And the voice acting was so good. Yeah, I really like that era of animation.
The whole style of it, the animation thing. I saw this interview once with the animators where they were talking about how there's never a white canvas that is started, but it's always like a black canvas. It's always dark. Like whenever there's white on screen, it's usually just Batman's eyes to make him extra striking, and everything else is like very dark colors, with just black. Just like permanent night, basically.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about the show, and they kind of did this in the movie too, for like my friends that didn't read comics, they always would ask, like, when does Batman take place? Because it feels like Batman takes place in like a gothic, like 40s and 50s era. And I think that's what I really enjoyed about that animated series, because it's so vague, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, by the time you get to Batman Beyond, obviously, like, you're not set in the 30s and 40s, but like Batman the animated series, because of lack of technology and the just the design of everything, like, oh yeah, it's so vague. I love it.
It wasn't even lack of technology. Like they had color TVs. It was the 1940s, but they had color TVs, and I think they have some of the characters have cell phones at some point. Like it was a blend of, like, to keep it ambiguous, a blend of different eras.
I never got into Batman the Caped Crusader. Did you all like that?
I never watched that one.
I didn't even finish. Is that the one that was like ran by Brubaker?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It didn't last long at all.
I liked it. It was fine.
Yeah, it was okay. But you figure with Brubaker and then that style, it would it would have given you more. Like, people would have been hyped up. I think that's Was that, what was the one where they changed the Penguin into a woman? What was that series?
That was that series, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's this one, Caped Crusader.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I remember that bothering a lot. I remember that bothering a lot of people when Amanda and I were reviewing it on Reels Talk. And I can't, and nobody could tell me
like
why.
Ryan in the comments.
Yeah, but Ryan is just trolling.
Yeah.
Like, there were legit people that were mad. Like, that's the worst interpretation of the Penguin. And I was like, man, all they did was just make her to a woman. How many times are you gonna have a rich fat guy? Yeah, I don't know. I thought, I'm surprised it didn't blow up because it was, and I think Josh is right. It was missing something. I don't know.
Ethan Conroy.
There was something special about that era of animation. That was awesome. It ruined your childhood. No, your childhood is still there. That's something that I learned a long time ago when I watched Bayformer movies. Because I thought the same thing. Bayformers ruined my child. No, they didn't. They didn't. Your Transformers cartoons are still there. those silly Transformer cartoons will always be there. Doesn't
It
take
is one of
anything
those-
away from the way you feel about those. X-Men 97 was
Oh, yeah.
awesome, dude. Thank you. That was such a great season. Loved it.
Right. You know what's so confusing to me though? I really liked X-Men 97, and I thought the animation in it was superb. Like that's exactly what I wanted from that show. And then for some reason, almost all the animated shows that Marvel has put out since have the same style as What If, and I don't enjoy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
almost all of them. Ice Wakanda had a different one that I enjoyed, and then the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man had one that I didn't enjoy. But it's I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
don't
like
dig
the
it.
Friendly Neighborhood one either. I have friends that work like at DreamWorks that work in the animation industry that actually really like the animation style of Friendly Neighborhood. For me, you know
I liked
why
it too.
I didn't like it because it reminded me of like those Esurance commercials, like that style of animation.
I don't know what that is. So
Uh, very, very stiff animation. You can tell
Yeah.
computers did it instead of hand drawn. At least with some animation, you can kind of lie to me and make it look like, oh man, I think somebody hand drawn that. Like obviously hand drew that. My brother was showing,
Well,
but
I
you
think
know what?
yeah, I think that's definitely the difference with X-Men 97 is while it's still done on computers, it's still done in a hand-drawn style rather than
Right.
doing it 3D and overlaying the 2D kind
that's
of
it.
filter over top of it.
My brother was showing me some of the latest anime that has come out, and he was showing me like some of his favorites, and he went through Dan the Dan, and I can't remember. There's another one, and at one time he was showing me like this cool, like this fight scene, and I said, "Man, anime doesn't have a soul anymore." Because of that problem, like the problem of like hand drawn, right? Like you have the original hand drawn stuff that still comes around, and when you have a remake of the same anime with the same plot, it's missing something. And to me, and probably because I'm old, it's missing the soul, right? So maybe that's what the problem for me was when watching
So
Batman.
I think one
I
of the
never liked
biggest
the animation
reasons.
style in the original X-Men, by the way. I think X-Men 97
Oh
was
yeah,
I
because they
never
were
liked.
really trying to do all like the spot blacks and stuff like that, and it did make it kind of look ugly. But I think one of the biggest problems with computer animation, and you talk about how stiff it is, it's because they're restricted in how much you can change the shape of something on a whim. So with animation, you have to be overly expressive in order to capture the emotions. And so you
Mhm.
look at all old Walt Disney stuff or Looney Tunes and that kind of stuff, and they're over exaggerating, they're acting because you need to do that to convey that through a drawing. When you have a computer and you're restricted to the form of the character, you can't really play with it as much without it being extremely difficult. It's much harder to do. So that's why it does seem stiff because they're restricted in what they can do, and it would be great if everybody went back to hand drawn animation, but no studio is set up for that anymore. It's too expensive,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I remember how cool that transition period was from hand-drawn animation to CG. I remember watching things. Oh gosh, who's the company that it wasn't Mad Cave, because they did a lot of it in Japan, but there was an anime called Blue Submarine where if you go back and watch it now, oh my gosh, I'm sure it looks awful. Where the submarines and everything pretty much was just CG, right? And then you had some hand-drawn animation put in there. And at the time, I was like, "This is amazing, man!" This was probably 1999, 2000, and I thought, "This is the future. This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna make backgrounds, they're gonna make settings in CG, and then have hand-drawn animation on top, and it's a perfect blend." But instead, they went full blown with CG, like for about everything. And I think some of it looks okay. I haven't seen Marvel Zombies, but I'm with Max. I also did not like the animation in What If. Like,
Did you guys watch Dragon Ball Daima? Because I really like the animation in that.
Yes, and I watched. So I've been watching a lot more anime recently. It's been a few years because my wife and I just for some reason took a break. Like I'm watching the new Ranma, and that's actually pretty good. That actually has to me like a lot of soul that I was talking about that's been missing from anime. Maybe it's some of
Right.
these. Maybe it's the shonen anime that my brothers watch. That they're like, oh man, it's awesome. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool, but they don't have any souls behind their eyes. Like, I don't know. It's really
Well,
weird.
the way I understand it, which isn't a great deal of it, but like with Dragon Ball Super to keep it
Yeah,
to something
Super.
I actually
Actually,
watch.
Super was cool. The animation style in that, yeah, Demon Slayer, the movie, dude. That animation style is amazing.
Right, but the animation is like the show is more like a commercial for all the stuff that they're selling. Like it's not the main product. Like the movies are more of a main product, so they have more production value. And with the weekly show that they put out, they're kind of rushed. That's why you have the early Super things where you have certain frames in it that look off because people just have to get it out on time.
hmm
And you have something like Daima, um, it's planned out and made within a larger period of time, so they can really like fine tune and really put into work for it. Same with movies like the Spider-Verse movies, which I really like, which have great art and animation,
Oh, they're
and also
fantastic.
and the recent TMNT one, the Mutant Mayhem one, which I
That's
really
right.
like. So
Right.
I think it's also like a depending on how much time they have to actually put it together.
Yeah, I remember really liking the animation style on Spider-Verse, and I thought, man, this is kind of gonna set the bar for what animation is gonna be like for the next few years. And sure enough, we had things
And
like
it did. It
like
absolutely did. Have you seen like Wild Robot? Did you see that
I was gonna
movie?
say, yeah, like Wild
So
Robot,
good. So good.
and it is
That was
excellent.
excellent. And K-pop Demon Hunters, and they're all by the same studio. They're really setting the they're
Oh,
all
I didn't know
they're really
K-pop Demon
trailblazing.
Hunters was the same studio.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, it's
interesting.
all Sony ImageWorks.
Well, Wild Robot was DreamWorks though,
It was
right?
distributed by DreamWorks. Animation was
Oh, but
done
it
by
was
Sony
okay.
ImageWorks.
Um, what was the
Yeah.
what's it called? Puss in Boots when the second one came out that had that
Oh,
animation
right.
style.
Right.
And then when the second
Yep.
Spider-Verse movie, they changed up the animation, and I thought, okay, that's the new animation style people are gonna go for. Because it's beautiful, man. They're like really setting the bar for animation. But I
Right.
really liked the way it was done in that Ninja Turtles cartoon movie, and then the yeah. What was the one that won an Oscar that was just a small little company from overseas? Flow. Flow was beautiful. That was
All
a
right.
beautiful.
Yeah, that one was
But
done by a video game engine, I think. Right?
Yeah.
was it a was it a French company? Because the French are killing it, man, with like
Yeah.
Expedition 33 and Arcane. Dude, Arcane has to be some of the best animation I've seen. But there's a reason why I think there's like 2 years in between shows, right?
Yeah,
Like,
there was the whole thing when Across the Spider-Verse came out and they announced the like Beyond to come out a year later. It was like, well, I don't think so. And now,
well, I think they also did not think so. That was like they're not
right,
gonna happen. Mm-mm.
well, like right after the movie ended, we're like, well, we'll see you next year. And now it's been pushed back to 2027, I think.
Yeah, but at least we have a date, which is good.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
It beats it beats just sitting out there. At least they're gonna finish it. Man, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Omar, I gotta eat some lunch. I need
You
to
go eat
hop
some
off
lunch.
here.
You go eat some lunch. Max, where can people find you, buddy?
this is in my room. Well, they can find me on YouTube on my YouTube channel, where I have some guitar videos and stuff. And as soon as I get off here, I start packing because I'm going to one of our little islands tomorrow to play a gig. And then after I play the gig,
Nice.
I'm stuck on the island till the next day. Isn't that fun? Because the ferry won't
That's
go
okay.
anymore.
Oh, the ferry. Yeah.
Yeah.
This could turn into a horror movie
It
or
could be.
an adult
Yeah.
movie. Curtis, where can people find you?
You can find me at Epic Marvel Podcast on Facebook and on Instagram, on YouTube, and yeah, starting our Claremont Run Reading Club. I don't think Chichester has anything. Oh, I just spoiled it for you. That's how you.
It's
pronounce it.
Chichester. That's the way I've always pronounced it. And Phil's like, that's not the British way. And I'm like, you go talk to the man about the way he pronounces his own name.
He doesn't have anything to do with Claremont's X-Men, so we're going to just plow ahead, reading one issue a day. Check it out. More information on the Epic Marvel Podcast socials.
Really quick, let's see. Hey, Omar, please tell me what I should choose: Daredevil, Bendis, Epic Collection, or Touch Up. Oh gosh, Collection Volume 2 or Touch of Typhoid. Oh, Touch of Typhoid is one of my favorite runs, and that's Innocenti. I tell you what, the chat will probably say Bendis. So I'm going to go with the chat and go get that Bendis. There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Smash that like button. I'm the Uncanny Omar. Tomorrow I'll have more videos for you. I'll be back Saturday live at 11 a.m., hopefully with a new computer. I don't have any more problems with this stupid freaking camera and microphone. Anyway, those are behind the scenes drama. You all be good. Stay healthy and safe. We are out of here. Have a great day, everybody.